Shmai, croeso, welcome to the Wayward Welshman. In these series of videos I'm following the Heritage Trail around the Vale of Glamorgan, taking in all these brilliant historic points of interest. I'm going to be following the Heritage Trail booklet, which was set out by the Valeways charity, and they help look after the footpaths in the Vale and encourage others to get out and enjoy this beautiful countryside. So this is section 5 and it starts here at Rhoose train station, and we're going to travel north inland towards Penmark and then finishing at Llanbethery. And lots of really cool, interesting points of interest in this section, so here we go. So coming to our first obstacle of this section now, footpath is closed, and this one normally skirts around the airport, so what we're going to have to do is go back on ourselves and then go through the bit of the housing development, and then there's another footpath further west that we can join or bring us back onto the route. So we're going to miss a little bit of this, mainly skirting around the airport, so it's not too bad, but what a shame, never mind. But this is why I stress is, so the way I was able to work out this diversion is because I've carried in an OS map. It's quite important to have that and not rely on the guidebook itself and the little section card, the route cards. They're not going to help you find these sort of diversions, so if you are out on the route, make sure you've got another means of navigation with you, whether that's a paper map like I've got today, or you can use these apps that are on your phone that help you navigate a lot easier. But it's good to have those mapping skills on hand in case technology fails. But never mind, we'll move on. So back on the route now. You can see the highwayman in behind me. Normally the route would take you right alongside that, but we've had to divert obviously because of that closed footpath. Recommend going to the highwayman in if you want for some food. Nice hearty meal, big portions. Probably not where you want to have midway through the route, but definitely something to have at the end of a long day walk. Definitely recommend going there. So onwards now to Penmark. So just going to leave the country lane now and follow the signpost route, which will take us alongside the airport again. But you can carry on this way, and it's a little spur off the route, and it takes you to Fonmon village and onto Fonmon Castle as well. So they're worth having a look at. The village is stunning. There's a nice pub again in the village. Blue Anchor. I'll put it be if I'm wrong, but Blue Anchor otherwise. But yeah, we're going to follow this route and then head into Penmark. So you got the runway lights there, help guide the planes onto the runway, which is just up here. Quite cool, isn't it? The wind is really howling there, so it's Sounds like a plane, so I'm like, ah. So this thought that Penmark was a lot larger than it currently is. There's probably only like a few dozen houses here, not many at all. But they believe it was much bigger because they found evidence of building foundations elsewhere. So all the buildings are long gone, so it's now a lot smaller, a lot more quaint, built around its 12th, 13th century church, which we're going to see now. Going through some lovely farms again, nice rolling hills. Apparently up the road here is the birthplace of, what's his name? Edward Williams, or Iolo Morgannwg. And he was one of the founders of Gorsedd Eisteddfod. That's quite interesting. Oh yeah, there's blue plaque right there. So not quite up the road, but there you go, right behind me. White house with blue plaque there. What a place to live. Hey? Da young. Right, onwards to Llanbethery. Let's see what they got to offer. Let's go. So it's just at the junction now that if you turn off there and head east up that hill there. That hill is an old hill fort, and I visited that before, so I'm going to drop some footage that I took at the time then right now for you to look at. So this is the fort that I mentioned earlier on the walk. Well, it's on the edge of the fort, bear with me. So this is just a nice footpath that goes alongside the fort. So this side of me is the bank that would have had the fortress wall, and then to this side the terrain just drops. So without all these trees around, it would have been a brilliant vantage point. And it dates back to the Iron Age apparently, and so I've put the drawing up now so hopefully you can see that now. But yeah, back in the Iron Age it was built, but it was also used during the English Civil War, and apparently Oliver Cromwell was actually based in this fortress for a part of that war, and where he was bombarding Penmark, which is just a little bit further south from here, closer to the airport. So yeah, that's quite interesting. Actually, look at this. It's an even better example of the fort. You've got the fortress wall up there. So you've got this like moat, like divot around another bank, which I'm going to climb up now. Give you a good example of the visibility they could have had. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Got a buzzard flying around down there as well. Oh, incredible. But yeah, look. So yeah, Cromwell would have been based there. He would have been firing his guns that way at Penmark. It's very interesting. Oh wow, what a view. So another stunning church on this walk. This one, based in Llanbethery. The windows are unstained, but apparently inside, I can't go in there today, but there's a 17th century painting on the wall showing the Apostles' Creed. So that's worth having a go and having a look if you can. And then behind me we've got the Fox and Hounds pub, another nice little pub, and apparently the interior is very much 18th century, so nice little pub again. But we're going to carry on now. I keep saying Llanbethery is the end, but it's actually Llanbethery, so apologies for that. We're going to carry on now from Llanbethery to the old corn mill, and then we're going to head west to Llanbethery. Just behind me, it's Whitechapel House, the former Wesleyan chapel dating back from the 19th century. It's now a private house, so you can't go in that. Look at this. There's a stream through Llanbethery. And the old ford. It's very pretty here. Chance to clean the old boots. Obviously check for traffic before you do so. And Ducklings Crossing. There. Oh, talk of the devil. There they are. Nice little climb out of Llanbethery towards Llanbethery. Wow, look at that view. Incredible. I did have a quick look for the mill. I couldn't see it. It's not quite obvious on the road. It's down there somewhere. I'll try and dig a photo up of it and I can show you now. You can see what it looks like. But what a lovely little village. It's well kept, everyone looks after it, and that's what you want in a place like this. Lovely. Just heading now through the final field on this section and heading into Llanbethery, just right in front of me. This route has had different terrain all the way through. You know, you start off in Rhoose, so a nice urban area, then you straight out into the fields, rolling hills towards Penmark, again then rolling hills down into Llanbethery, then you climb out of Llanbethery and through farm fields. And we're into Llanbethery, so, and lots of points of historical interest along this route. Very interesting route, and I thoroughly enjoyed. The weather's been a bit funny today. It's been hot, it's been cold. I've had hailstorms, and now we've got really wind, which is it's been consistent all day, to be fair. But what a great day. What a great route. Let's get to Llanbethery. So yeah, this is section 5, starting in Rhoose down here, went through the housing estate. This is where the diversion was, so we have to come literally around to here and then up to the middle here between the highwayman and the junction. Follow the road, cut across the field behind Cardiff Airport, and the field, and then we dropped under the main road into Penmark. So the church and the pub, Six Bells pub, and then we cut through the field, drop down through the woodland, across the stream, and then up the hill towards Rhoose Kia farm and Pen On, and then follow the single road all the way into Llanbethery, where we saw the church and the Fox and Hounds pub. Then we carried on up north through Llanbethery. We didn't quite see the mill, but we went past the ford, and then we headed west then up through the farmers' fields to Abergorn farm. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. And then back through this final field and into Llanbethery, where we just passed the manse, which is a thatched medieval house that was built back in 1650. And now we're in Llanbethery at the end of section 6. So yeah, as I just explained on the route card, we're in Llanbethery in the end of section 5, and this is where you start for section 6 onwards. So that'll be my next video, but I hope you enjoyed it. I think this one was quite interesting, lots of points of interest all along the route. And if you enjoyed this video and you think others would like it, hit that like button. That's the best way of sharing it to everyone. And it's also, if you press that like and you want to look back on it, it's always in your like videos then, so if you want to look back and follow that route. Yeah, thanks again for watching. See you on the next one. Hwyl fawr. Take care.